7 weeks into an unplanned pregnancy, Donna knew she wasn't ready to be a mom. So she searched abortions online, hoping to find help. On its website, the White Rose Women's Center advertised abortion education, so Donna made an appointment immediately. However, after volunteers tricked her into watching an anti-abortion video, forced her to hold a lifelike replica of a 12-week fetus, and shamed her as she lay partially unclothed on an ultrasound table, she knew she'd been betrayed. Turns out the White Rose is actually a crisis pregnancy center, or CPC. These unlicensed centers pose as legitimate clinics and purposely give inaccurate information to prevent women from having an abortion at all costs, including their health. And a 2015 National Abortion Rights Action League report warns it's not only legal, it's pervasive. Since 2006, CPCs have boomed, totaling over 4,000 nationwide. Considering the March 19, 2015 Huffington Post reports that in some areas, CPCs outnumber abortion clinics 15-1. It's time we put a stop to the dangerous tactics of CPCs, because blatantly deceiving women who are in need of medical assistance is a violation so deplorable, it should transcend the political debate about abortion. Politics aside, let's explore the problems, causes, and solutions to crisis pregnancy centers. Because, as Kathy Neer, president of Planned Parenthood California, points out, we're not asking them to be pro-choice. We're just asking them to be honest. After 20 minutes of anti-abortion counsel from a volunteer at the White Rose, Donna remembers thinking, there's no possible way this could be a medical facility. Demonstrating two problems presented by CPCs: misrepresented medical information and inadequate care. Initially, CPCs endanger health by distorting the facts. The Huffington Post of January 15, 2016 explains, crisis pregnancy centers erroneously tell patients that abortion increases the risk of breast cancer, infertility, and suicide, all of which have been medically disproven. Equally problematic, CPCs provide inaccurate programming about prevention. CPCs teach abstinence-only education, even to people who are clearly sexually active. The Journal of Contraception found in December 2014 that 80% of CPC websites contain at least one lie about sexual health. This false information perpetuates the cycle of high-risk sexual behavior, exacerbating STDs and unwanted pregnancy. The 2012 edition of Perspectives on Sexual and Reproductive Health cautions that 33% of teens who visit a CPC while not pregnant will become pregnant within 18 months. Additionally, CPCs become so focused on preventing abortion, they neglect the health care of women seeking their help. The Austin Chronicle of April 17, 2015 explains, centers purposely postpone appointments and lie about essential deadlines for safe and legal abortion. When Susan visited a CPC, volunteers pressured her into multiple, unnecessary ultrasounds to delay her abortion. By the time she made it to a licensed clinic, she was in her 3rd trimester, well beyond her state's legal time frame for the procedure. Dr. Sally Greenwald recalls a pregnant diabetic woman whose dangerously high blood sugar could have easily been lowered. But because she sought treatment from a CPC, her baby was exposed to brain anomalies and spine deformities. Whether seeking abortions or medical assistance, CPCs send women a clear message. Unless they can prevent you from having an abortion, they're not interested in helping you. When Donna realized the White Rose was not a medical facility, she tried to leave and was forcibly restrained by a counselor, pushing the sonogram machine down on her stomach. Women find themselves in these situations due to two causes: deceptive advertising and state support. Initially, crisis pregnancy centers masquerade as abortion clinics to swindle women out of legitimate health care. RH Reality Check of March 10, 2015 cautions CPCs purposely plant themselves near abortion clinics in hopes that women will confuse them with licensed medical facilities. In fact, my local abortion clinic is located 312 feet from a CPC. The Washington Post of February 4, 2016 furthers, when a Virginia abortion clinic closed, the CPC next door secretly bought the clinic and advertises as though it's still open. But if a woman visits the clinic, the door is locked. And if she calls, the CPC answers the phone, all in an attempt to lure women through their front door. Anti-choice activist Abby Johnson concludes, the best client a CPC ever gets is one who thinks they're walking into an abortion clinic. Additionally, state governments are not only complicit, but actively promote and fund CPCs. The 2015 Columbia Journal of Law and Gender explains that nearly every state has imposed targeted restrictions on abortion providers that cause many to shut down. And politicians use their absence to throw support behind CPCs. Beyond funding, the 2016 Journal of Pediatric and Adolescent Gynecology explains they also list them in state health resource directories, giving women the false impression that these centers are licensed medical facilities. This state-sanctioned double standard sends the message that health communication need not be responsible, as long as it stops abortions. Donna went back to the White Rose and confronted the workers about misleading her. We can follow in her footsteps through two solutions: promote legitimate, comprehensive centers, and regulate CPC advertising. Initially, stopping crisis pregnancy centers requires that we draw clearer distinctions between crisis and comprehensive centers. New York Magazine of January 21, 2016 points to the All Options Pregnancy Resource Center in Bloomington, Indiana. It provides free pregnancy tests, peer counseling, diapers, and, unlike crisis pregnancy centers, unbiased abortion counseling. To ensure that centers like these become more prominent, I've created cards that show how to distinguish between a CPC and a comprehensive center. Share them at your campus clinic and anywhere else you can. It's time we make it clear that we support giving women options, not ideology. Finally, we can fight CPCs by attacking their advertising. States must stop funding CPCs, listing them along with medical clinics, and allowing their lies to remain legal. The New York Times of February 10, 2016 explains, California recently passed the Reproductive Fact Act, requiring CPCs to admit they're not licensed, and to give women information on public programs providing family planning, prenatal care, and abortion. Lobby your state representative to pass similar legislation. But in the meantime, by placing these stickers in restrooms, college campus bulletin boards, and even on CPC advertisements, we can empower ourselves as the regulators of false commercial speech. In 2016, my generation of women faces unprecedented attacks on our right to choose, and we need to stop the lies. We can start by reading this investigative report. It will make you angry. But learning everything we can is the first step to fighting with everything we've got. Crisis pregnancy centers have been allowed to proliferate under the guise of helping women in need. And while women like Donna and Susan didn't get the help they needed, after examining problems, causes, and solutions, hopefully, other women can.